Well, not surprisingly, speculation has started regarding who could this mystery ECAT partner be. There's some discussion over on ECAT World about that. I honestly don't want to give my opinion or give my possibilities, just because people might start running with it and I might be told. I actually have no idea who it is. So I think it's better left at that until there is some concrete evidence or some grounds for making an educated guess. Right now I think it's just pure supposition, which really is no use to anybody. I have thought in the past that the bigger the company, the harder it will be to keep this a secret. I mean, I suppose Rossi and the people he's made deals with, obviously they're under NDA, but they may not have shared the information very widely within the company, which, I mean, if I was a boss in the company, I think I'd keep it just to a few necessary people. So anyway, speculation. I did ask Andrea Rossi this week a question which I thought could be revealing or important, and I asked him on the Journal of Nuclear Physics, does the partner have a division or department dedicated to public relations, advertising and marketing? And his answer was yes, which I think is really good news, because one thing that Rossi and Leonardo Corporation has lacked over the years is they really have never done any public relations to speak of, except for the few demonstrations which have either been done on their YouTube channel or I've done some interviews with him. But you know, it's very, very low key and a very low audience. And I don't really see much evidence of the news spreading. There's a Twitter feed which I think has got less than 3,000 followers. Rossi's own YouTube channel has got, I think, maybe 3,000 subscribers, something like that. This ECAT World channel is pretty small with less than 1,500 subscribers. So I don't see any evidence of mass interest. So I really think it's important that at some point the ECAT story has to be told in a clear and professional and convincing way for people to take it seriously. I mean, this is a technology that has the potential to change the world in profound ways that I think is unlike any other technology that's ever been brought forth to this point in history. I mean, you know, you could argue the internet or electricity itself or fire or things like that. Yeah, you can make a case that they're all very critical technologies for the advancement of civilization, but I don't think there's been anything like the ECAT. So at some point there's going to have to be, especially if this is to go to the mass market, there's going to have to be some very well coordinated and well presented information to the public, not just to customers, but I think the ECAT is going to be of major interest in political circles, in scientific circles, in economic circles, in business community. I mean, and people are going to be obviously asking questions. One thing that I've noticed and experienced in the history of me doing the ECAT World channel and website, which is, again, very low key. There's maybe a few thousand people who are really following the topic keenly. But I've also noticed that it has attracted a lot of enemies. Rossi has been a very he's been a target of many trolls, people who just want to see him fail and are convinced to tell the world that he's a fraud and ECAT's impossible and things like that. And I can only see that getting that kind of opposition building if there is no coordinated and well presented public information strategy in place. So I think that that's going to be very important. Advertising for the product, I don't know if that's such as an important thing, because I feel like a product like the ECAT, especially once it's verified by outside sources, I think that kind of information will be spread very quickly by word of mouth. So I don't think it'll take a terribly long time for that kind of news. But I think that the presentation to business, industry, and especially political bodies is going to be really critical, and scientific bodies, because this is going to change the way society works in a lot of ways, I feel. And probably there will be concern once the ECAT is verified as being a real and valid technology. Then I think there'll be other questions being asked about what is this going to mean for things like employment. What's going to happen to the millions of jobs that are in the established energy sector? People are probably going to be asking about safety. How can we be convinced that this is a safe technology when it's so brand new? And then I think there'll be a need for media. Media is going to be wanting to find as much information as possible about this. So I think, like with most companies, large companies do have media relations teams, and they have contacts in the media. And so I think that there'll be a need for a media strategy with the ECAT. Another thing that has occurred to me, which, like I said earlier, we don't know who the partner is, but if it turns out that they are a public company whose shares are sold on the public markets, then according to the rules and regulations of the way the public markets work, is there has to be disclosure. And if it is a public company, at some point there's going to be a necessity for public filings to be made, and because that's in the shareholders' interest and in the interests of the marketplace. And so that might be a means by which information about who this partner is becomes known. I don't know how long you can keep secrets like that in public companies. I don't know what the regulations are, but I know that apparently if there is material change, or like if a company buys a company or makes a significant investment, then the shareholders have a right to know, and the company has an obligation to inform the shareholders. So I think that that's going to be interesting to see if anything like that comes out before any kind of public presentation made deliberately by Leonardo Corporation and the new partner. I don't know. The only date that we've been given, or the only kind of guess as to when this information will be made public, is from Rossi himself, and he said that because this is a strong partner, he thinks that it will be started within this year, 2025. So that's about the best timeline that we can get so far. Anyway, those are a few of my ECAT thoughts for today. Thank you very much.